Well, hello, all you cool cats and kittens. This is Mrs. Reynolds here with Pink Cactus Studio, and today we are going to learn how to mix and blend paint colors. So, get your paint, put them on a palette. What I use for a palette is like a paper plate. You can use the lid of a Tupperware container, but don't use something that will absorb the paint. Don't use paper towel, definitely don't use toilet paper. Here we go.
So what I'm using are these temper paints, Crayola temper paint, and you can get them anywhere. I'm sure you can order them online if you don't have any paints, and they'll probably be here within a month. So what I've got is the color wheel, and I've separated them out into the colors of the color wheel, and then in the center I have white. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start making new colors. And the way to make new colors is you take 2 colors or 3 colors and you blend them together. But if I just start blending this whole plate together, I'm gonna get some really muddy colors, and I don't want muddy colors. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take tiny sections or tiny parts of a color and then blend it with tiny parts of a color. And I can even blend onto my paper directly. So if I take a little bit of red, and I'm not gonna dip in the center of the red, I wanna dip on the outside edge. And I can grab a little bit of red here, and then I can grab a little bit of, let's do white. And if you see, I've already got a new color. That's super exciting. What did I get with red and white? Pink. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of red, and see how I'm going from the edge, and a little bit of white. And what I'm gonna do on my paper is I'm just gonna block out my new color. And I'm just making new colors, that's all I'm doing. And then even if I take a little bit more white, but not more red, I even get a new color. So I just had red, what was left over on my paintbrush, and I even went back for more white, and watch this. It's a new color. I love mixing new colors. I could even go from a red to an orange. Now, since it's on the color wheel, red is next to orange. Red is also next to purple. So those are going to blend really nicely together. If I went from red all the way across over to green, that's going to turn into a muddy color. Red and green are complementary colors. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to mix well together. Now, red and blue are 2 primary colors. They're going to mix well together, and they're going to even turn into purple. So I'm going to take a little bit of my red and a little bit of my orange. Here I go. Oh, that's a beautiful, kind of reminds me of a sunset. I could go from orange to yellow. I'm going to grab a little bit of this orange, a little bit of this yellow. And if you notice, I've got different oranges already. And if you notice, I have this big clump of yellow still ready for me. I didn't contaminate it with my other colors. Here we go. So how did I make that orange lighter? I added yellow to it. You don't have to only add white to make something lighter. I'm gonna move into green next, and since green and orange are both secondary colors, that means that they were made from primary colors. I'm going to wipe off my brush, and all I'm going to do for that is I'm just going to take a paper towel and just paint on the paper towel to make that brush as clean as possible. It doesn't have to be perfectly clean. I'm going to do a green and yellow. Now I have to be careful not to touch this orange that I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a different part of that yellow to grab that yellow. So this time I'm going to grab some green. I'm just going to spread it out a little bit, and then I'm going to go over here and grab some yellow. Look at the difference of my 2 greens there already. So I'm going to grab some yellow. Oops, got a little bit of orange. No big deal. And then I'm going to get in here. Oh, I love that yellow green. Beautiful. I could even go back and just do yellow again. Let's see what happens. It made it even lighter. How did I make that green lighter? I added yellow. Green, I can totally mix with blue, so I'm not worried about wiping off my brush, but I do have like this big clump on there, so I'm just going to wipe it off just a little bit. And then I'm gonna get into my blues. So my blue, I'm gonna mix with green. I can also go and mix my blue with my purple because they're next to each other on the color wheel. So from the edge of my blue, pull some out. Then I'm gonna go grab some green. It's not gonna bother me if I have green inside of that green. And then I'm gonna paint and see what happens. This beautiful sort of teal green, absolutely gorgeous. If I want it more blue, guess what? I just go grab more blue, and I had some of that teal green on my paintbrush. Now I've got this beautiful aqua. Love it. Since I have green on my brush, I'm gonna wipe it off because I am gonna go into purple. Here we go. Now I'm going to go into mixing my blue and purple. So I'm going to grab a little bit of my blue and a little bit of my purple and then blend them together. That's absolutely beautiful. I want more of that. But I went straight for purple. I wonder what will happen. So they may look very similar, but they're different and they're gorgeous. Look at that. I love that one. And then I'm gonna go purple to red. And that's totally fine too because red is actually in purple. So I'm gonna take a little bit of purple, bring it over, a little bit of red. Let's see what happens. Ooh, it's like this beautiful like rose burgundy color. If I want it more purple, I go back to purple. I still had that on my paintbrush and I've got all gorgeous, like this beautiful purple color. I could use these colors. They remind me of flowers. I would love to paint some flowers with them. Now, any of these colors that I've made, I can mix with white and I can make them lighter. We found out we could make them lighter earlier when we did red plus white. Let's try some more. So I'm gonna take some of these colors that I have and I'm just gonna mix them with white. I'm gonna take this green, this green that I made, this yellow green. I'm gonna put it on my paper. It's sort of yellow, so I'm gonna put some more green in it. And guess what? I can just paint directly onto my paper and it won't bother anything. Beautiful. And then if I take a little bit of white, now remember, don't dip in the middle. Go to the outside edge and then paint on top of that wet paint with white paint. Did it make it lighter? It absolutely did. I left that color there so that you could see what happened when I added white to it. Beautiful. I'm gonna add some other colors with white. I wanna do that blue purple and then add white to it. So I'm gonna do some blue and purple. Here we go. Oh, there's that beautiful color again. Blue, purple color. Then I'm gonna add some white to it, just white. So remember, come from the edge. And then on top of that wet paint, did it make it lighter? It absolutely did. So what I want you to do is I want you to play with your paints and see what kind of new colors you can make. I've got this paint tray full of paint now. I'm gonna paint a picture. And these reminded me of water and flowers and land. So I'm gonna make a landscape. So I'll be back and see you in a minute. That's what I've got for you guys today. Thank you so much for spending some time with me arting, and I hope to see what you came up with your new blended paint colors. Bye!